Can't lose sight of the fact that Boston just had its lights turned out by the best team in the NBA this season, and that's what the Milwaukee Bucks were. But you also can't lose sight of the fact that in the fall, Kyrie basically asked Boston to marry him, only to decide midseason he wasn't so sure. Clearly, he's carrying around a lot. Boston did not expect that. They didn't expect Gordon Hayward to score more than 20 points in a game 6 times all year and once in the playoffs. That's not why they maxed him out. They didn't expect last year's team, without those two, would make a deeper run than this team did, as they had to ask last year's stars who stepped forward to take a step back. But that is how this season ends, and this group's time together ends.
It's no time to be disappointed. I think that, you take your lessons, you take your ass whooping that they handed us, and you move on. For me, it's just moving on to the next thing. And just seeing where that ends up. People here are speculating about your future, and certainly this summer. Did uncertainty over that weigh on you in any way in this series? No.
I'll be the first to say that this is, as far as any other year that I've been a head coach, it's certainly been the most trying. I think I did a bad job. Like, at the end of the day, like, as a coach, if your team doesn't find its best fit together, that's on you.
Take ownership, and he does. Tim Legler alongside. And Tim, you and I had a lengthy conversation about Kyrie and this Boston team, and about what's reasonable here to say about a guy who went there to be the guy, and this is how presumably his time there ends, with this 4-game performance. What would you say of it?
I think we sum it up in 2 words: miscalculation, misfortune. Okay, the miscalculation was Kyrie Irving thinking that this was going to be easier than he actually found it to be.
To be a leader?
To be a leader, to be the top guy on the food chain, and lead a bunch of young guys, right? He wanted that. He got it. I think once he got a taste of it and saw how hard that is to do every night and how you're the one that's accountable after every single performance, I think he struggled with it. And then the misfortune part, Scott, was the end of last year, he gets hurt. Obviously, Hayward goes down opening night, but when Kyrie goes down, the way those guys got to elevate and improve their profile in
Rozier,
the league.
Smart.
And young guys think,
Tatum.
Every year now, here we go, right? Nope, we get those guys back, take a step back. So that was just unfortunate, because they would have been okay where they were on the food chain coming into this year with Kyrie if that's how they finished the year, but they didn't. And now you ask them to take a step back, like you said earlier, and I just don't think they ever really worked all that out. And as a result, chemistry, or lack thereof, did them in.
Stay in your lane's one thing. Get back in the lane you were in before you step forward. I think it's another. I agree with you there. Look, from November into January into February, you and I kept talking about Milwaukee, saying, look, if y'all are sleeping, you better wake up, because this is what the Bucks are. What are they now that we're in May?
Well, you have this unique talent and this unique physical force, and what he has turned himself into and the way he adds to his game. I love Brad Stevens alluding to his passing ability and how that was such a huge factor in his series. I'm going to show you a couple examples. When I say unique, let's start right here. So, these guys are going up in a crowd, and you see those 2 big mitts on the basketball? So there's a scrum of people. Those 2 big mitts on the ball, that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. So he goes up in traffic, grabs the ball. But this is where it gets really impressive. So there's his top foot. I want you to take a look at his back foot, and also the fact that there's 4 dudes basically right on his back, okay? This first stride, Scott, ends up about here, and the first dribble ends up beyond the top of the key.
Right.
And when that happens, well, remember all those guys I said were like on his back? He's completely separated. So that's the first unique factor. The second one is this. When Kyrie Irving is running back here, and normally he'd probably just run with this guy because he's already got 2 teammates back. But this is what Giannis does. He realizes if you don't pinch this driving lane, he's going to be at the rim in 1 dribble from half court. So as a result, here you go. He takes 3 with him. He knows what he's going to do because he sees his shooter running with him. And Chris Middleton's going to run right into this 3, drop it off. The passing, the vision, he gets a little screen also.
Boom.
All uniquely Giannis Antetokounmpo because of that stride. Now, this one defies logic. I don't know another player in the league that's making this pass other than maybe LeBron. Look where you got him on the sideline. You got him pinned, 2 defenders there, 6'8" defender on him. He's reading the defense, weak side corner here. Now, in this situation, most guys are going to have 2 options. Hit George Hill here in the middle, or jump pass, jump up, reverse it to Brogdon on top. Well, not with Giannis. He's got actually a 3rd option, and it's this guy. Take a look at Pat Connaughton running the baseline, and Giannis just reaches out that big, long arm and hits Connaughton on the baseline at an angle that looks impossible. and he beats the weak side of the defense, and they had no idea that that guy was going to be able to be capable of making that pass. 8 assists tonight. The guy's adding to his game all the time, and that's scary for the league. Bucks absolutely dismantled this team, and they are a 60-win team for a reason. Home court now in the conference final.
And yet another blowout. They don't just beat you; they beat you badly, and it's just they did to Boston what they've done all year. And we'll have more time to talk about what they are because they got at least another series. Tim, appreciate you.
Thanks, Scott.